Hey, what's going on, Rob? My name is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. Thanks for trying out the site auditor. I hope you got some insight out of that. I wanted to follow up here and provide some further analysis of this website that you submitted this site audit to. Now, I don't know if you work with these guys or if you just wanted a site analysis of just a website or what have you, but you never know with these things. And if you do work with them, we'd love to partner with you in this project and move forward with this. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. I'll show you, just kind of provide some further insight, see what I can see, and how we'd be able to help this website. So what I did was right off the bat, I type in your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a website and see what's been working out for you. What I can see is basically this website is a very, very established business, and I'm very, very confident that this website makes a lot of money. It's very established. It have a lot of referring domains and backlinks. If you didn't know what a referring domain and backlink is, it's basically any website that goes out there and links back to a website by a hyperlink. So, for example, if there's a blog called themarineblog.com, and they mention this website in a new blog post, and they say, "Hey, if you're looking for the best boats, check out GoToMarine.com." And if the person clicked on the link, it would take them to this website, GoToMarine. Now, this is actually a very important metric that Google uses to determine how authoritative your website is, and that in turn affects how quickly we rank for the keywords we want to rank for it and how highly we rank for those things. There's other nuances behind it, but the number of backlinks and the quality of the links that are linking back to a website is a big part of Google's algorithm because it's a big trust signal. Trust signal meaning, I mean, in Google's eyes, it makes sense because when you have a lot of these websites that are talking about your website, it shows Google that you're the website, you're a very popular website that other websites like to talk about, and you're also the kind of website that other websites like to refer their own visitors to, because you're basically like saying, hey, go check out this website, GoToMarine, right? So it's a very important metric, and it plays hand in hand with authority on the website, and that, like I said, affects your ranking. So we want to make sure that we continue to build the referring domains and backlinks and continue to link out, because if you don't keep on doing this, at some point your competition is going to take you over. And for a big niche like this, I guarantee there's competition out there. I don't know how big the competition is, but I'm sure there's plenty of competition out for this kind of thing. I mean, honestly, this website right here is probably a company on its own considering how much traffic there is. I have no doubt. Contact us, about us. Yeah, I mean, okay, so yeah, exactly. So a ton of people here. Let's take a look and see what kind of keywords that this website currently ranks for. What I can see is the phrase Evinrude parts. You can have the number 6 spot. GoToMarine, number 1 spot. Absolutely necessary. That's your brand name. Boat parts. Surprisingly, actually, wow, that's 12,000 searches per month, and you already hold the first page for it. What we need to do is we make sure that this kind of keyword ranks at the top of Google for this phrase. So not at the bottom of the first page, but at the top, because statistically, the first spot usually gets about 50% of the give or take 10% of the traffic, of the search traffic, and then it just kind of trickles down from there. Like second position gets like 30%, and then 25, 20, 15, 10, and just kind of goes down the line. So you're not capturing most of the traffic when people search up boat parts, but you are on the first page, which means that we just need to do a little bit more SEO to really take it to the next level and to claim that number 1 spot. Sierra Marine, 6th spot, marine parts, marine engine. Yeah, so a lot of like big keywords, like a decent amount of searches per month, and we're ranking at on the first page. We just need to make sure, like I said, instead of on the 7th spot, we're in the top 3, top 2, number 1 spot as much as we can get, right? That's the kind of thing that we would absolutely be able to do as we continue to work on the SEO on this website and continue to monitor it and continue to figure out exactly what's been working and monitoring the competition, things like that. And you'll eventually get there just because we are better than your average SEO company, and we just really know what we're doing. What I want to show you here is this column right here. Do you see right here the URL? What this is basically explaining is that there is specific pages that show up for the keywords that we're searching for. So GoToMarine actually takes you to, so if someone searches GoToMarine, the number 1 spot right here, position 1, is actually this home page, right? But if you look right here, Evinrude parts, the web page that actually claims the number 6 spot. So if you type in Evinrude parts, this is actually the page that will come up on the 6th spot. It's actually not the home page, but this page right here. So it's gotomarine.com/category 17120. Johnson Evinrude outboard engine parts. Now, you might be asking yourself exactly why this is the page that ranks for it. And the reason why you're getting so much credit for this keyword for this page is because of the fact that this URL has this keyword in there. So you can see right here, the URL actually in its canonical has Johnson Evinrude outboard engine parts. So it has the word Evinrude parts in the page. On top of that, the website, this web page has things that talk about that kind of thing. Like it's got Evinrude and impellers, thermostats, water pump kits, water pumps and parts, and all that kind of thing. And also what's happening is the link power, so the power, all those backlinks that are pointing to your home page is trickling down to these inner pages, and it's boosting up the pages and giving you authority on these pages as well. So not only do you have relevancy for the keyword because you have the keyword in the canonical of your URL, but you're also getting credit because you have a lot of authority passing from the home page coming to this inner page. And so what we need to do, because this is on the 6th spot, some of the things that I would do to help you rank even higher for that kind of thing is have more content right off the bat. Content is just another one of those things that affect your authority, which in turn affects your rankings, right? What we've noticed is having about 700 to 1,300 words of content per page for the specific inner pages is really shows Google that you are an authoritative website in the space. Again, content is one of those things that also makes sense in Google's eyes to give you more authority, right? Because most of the authoritative websites out there right now to have tons and tons of pages and have tons and tons of content. It's just one of those things where authoritative websites tend to have more content, and spammier websites, people that don't really care about their website, websites or companies that aren't as established, just don't have as much content on the website. And so it's one of those driving factors for ranking, and so we need to make sure we just have more content on here. Some of the things that I would look out within the content is to make sure that we don't layer in the keyword too much, because then we run into negative SEO impacts. So if you, what we call keyword stuff, for the keywords that we want to go after, we run into issues. What's more natural and the kind of thing that Google's looking for is to add things like LSI terms, which stands for Latin Semantic Indexing. If you want to Google that, go ahead and do that. But basically layer in that kind of thing as well. That way we're doing everything that Google's looking for, and everything's kosher, and we start ranking a lot higher just because of those things. So that thing, we would also just point some links to this page as well. You know how I was talking about sourcing links for your website? We can point them to any page we want just because that's how we can do our SEO, and we would throw some links at these pages because you're already getting credit for this, right? What's the point of going after another keyword and start from ground zero when you're already on the 6th out of hundreds of positions out there, and instead just move you up on the first page for this kind of thing, right? So we do that. I don't like the fact that this says category 17120. This just needs to just be gone and just say Johnson Evinrude outboard engine, right? Maybe even just not having the number, but having the category could be good. But that's just another one of those things we have to clean up the canonicals, right? Some other things that I roughly want to touch up on that I'm not going to specifically go into examples of is things like keyword cannibalization. So for websites that are very fleshed out, that have a lot of inner pages like this, we want to make sure that we're not running into multiple pages trying to rank for the same keyword. The reason being is because Google doesn't allow a single website to rank for multiple keywords with multiple pages outside of the home page and an inner page. So if there's two websites that are ranking for let's say for example boat parts, Google's not going to say, okay, so this page gets the 2nd spot and then this page gets the 3rd spot. Instead, they'll either spread out the credits, so both of these web pages end up on like the 4th page, which doesn't help us at all, or they just pick or choose one or the other. And none of that helps because Google just gets confused. They just don't know where to give you the credit. And ultimately, you just want to make it as easy as possible for Google to, 1, understand what your website is about, 2, understand what kind of keywords you want to go after and capture, and 3, and just watch out for some of those negative SEO elements that I talked about, as well as a host of other things that can impact your rankings as well. So there's a lot of subtle nuances and things like that that's involved with SEO that have huge impacts in terms of the results that we can provide in terms of the amount of sales and customers and things like that we can bring. Because even just one shift in the ranking, going from 6 to 5, 5 to 4, or going from the second page to the first page, has such a drastic effect on the amount of traffic that and sales that comes to your website. And the small things that we do, the nuances that we study and we learn up on, and we experiment on, so that we understand and continue to build up our SEO knowledge, is what makes such a big difference just by moving that factor by one. So it's kind of these things that I understand that a lot of business owners don't understand, because they put their time and focus and energy into building out the business, and they don't spend the time trying to figure out all the little things and all the little tricks, all the things that are involved with how to make your website SEO friendly in Google's eyes, which is exactly why we come in, because we're professionals at this and we know exactly what we're doing in terms of bringing you results for SEO. And that's why it works so well for us to partner up with businesses and handle that online portion of the websites, right? So I'll wrap it up here. Is it Rob? If I'm not sure exactly where you are in relation to this website, but at the very least, I hope you got some insight out of it. If you are interested in white labeling our services, we absolutely do that kind of work as well. We can also partner up on projects. I think you're a web design, because it says Rob Michelson Design. And so we don't really do as much web design as other SEO companies. We tend to just outsource it and just focus on what we're good at, which is SEO. And so we do trade-offs where we have a client that needs website work done, then we pass it over to some of our web design people that we know in the area, or just someone that we've known through the social networks, and then they pass SEO people to us as well. So that's something that we could talk about as well if you're interested. All right, so appreciate it. Hope you have a great rest of your day and week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. All right, take care.